Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Women Empowerment Series. Today with me, Farisha, and I'm very honored and delighted to have a very special guest with me, someone that I admire, which is Paula Malai Ali. Hi Paula, how are you?
Farisha, hi. Thank you so much. Greetings from Brunei, and I hope everyone in Malaysia is keeping safe and as happy as you can be.
Thank you so much, Paula, for being in Women Empowerment Series video podcast. And this is a podcast where I showcase amazing and wonderful ladies. So, Paula, can you share us more about what have you been up to?
I had to move back to Brunei last year due to the pandemic. So I work for Fox Sports Asia, and I currently cover motorsports. I'll go on site to do some Grand Slams like the Australian Open or Wimbledon, but obviously with no travel, and no sport at one time, I had zero work. So 2020 was probably one of the worst years in history I can remember. So my office allowed me to come back home because my son lives in Brunei. So I couldn't keep doing this quarantining backwards and forwards. So I do all my Formula One shows from this little studio here in Brunei. And I'll be continuing to do that for the rest of this season, which is great because I get to spend time with Zayn as well. And apart from that, I've been doing some ad hoc MC work, which, as we were talking about before we started recording, Farisha, at least in Brunei, we still have events that are going on, and we're so lucky that we can have seminars and conferences and launches and stuff like that. So I do voiceover work for badminton and just bits and bobs that are coming my way, really.
Amazing, amazing. And how old is your son?
Zayn is 10 years old.
Oh, okay. Right. So can you also share with me on what are the biggest challenges that you go through in your career, and how do you overcome it? How do you bounce back from the challenges?
I think a very significant year for me was back in 2006 when I decided to make a pretty big move to tell Channel V I wanted to leave and try something different. I wanted to go with a job that I could grow old with, but as a VJ, you have to stay young and cute and peppy. And I was already at the time, I think I was 32, and I realized that I wanted to quit before they fired me. So I did a screen test for ESPN Star Sports in Singapore, not knowing anything about sport. And miraculously, I got the job. With that job, I was then eventually asked to host Formula One. And it's not an area that I was comfortable with. I didn't know anything about it. And I was met with a lot of criticism from all over the world. We had a lot of viewers in India, and I struggled. I kept trying to pull out. I said, I can't do this. I feel like I have imposter syndrome. It was a really, really tough year. I had to work so hard just to prove that I could keep and earn my spot there because it's such a big product on our network. I had to give it the due amount of respect. I had to just keep working hard. I had to cut out the negativity. I had to rely on people like Alex Young and my pundits and my producer to get me through this and literally just say, okay, this is not about you. This is about Paula getting the show from A to B. It's not about me. So don't take these criticisms personally. I'm trying my best. And I think I just worked harder and harder and harder and harder, and I still work very hard at it. And it's been 16 years. So I think, if you'd have told me when I was a VJ, oh, you're going to be a sport anchor, I would have thought you're absolutely crazy. At the end of the day, the lesson I learned is that you can actually, quite literally, it's so cliche, do anything if you put your mind to it and you put in the hours and you put in the time and you respect it. Because I think I've proven that with something like Formula One. It's such a big, intimidating sport, particularly when you're on site in the paddock. You have to really know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I agree with you, Paula, because it's all in the mind. It's all about your mindset. It's all about your thinking. If you think positive thoughts, it's all about positivity and growth mindset. And that's how you succeed and that's how you grow.
Exactly. I mean, I think for me, it was definitely growth mindset, but B, learning how to tune out internal dialogue that wasn't working for me, people that were toxic, that were giving me grief. So yeah, it's it's about getting yourself in control of your emotions and saying, okay, I'm not going to let that dictate how I feel. I'm going to dictate how I feel. Remember that one last thing to add, when in those days, I mean, 16 years ago, not so many women were doing sport. So of course your added pressure is, oh, there's a woman doing Formula One. What do women know about sport? This narrative has changed very, very much so over the last 16 years. I've noticed in Astro arena and sport, you have a lot of female sport presenters, and all over the world they're using women. Why shouldn't we be used? We're we're good, we're clean, we can get the job done. So I was also fighting with that, but now thankfully that's become quite old-fashioned and archaic, and networks and companies and clients are quite keen to actually have a woman now to host sports show. I think it's become generally quite appealing.
Exactly, and I support that. So we need more women newscasters, TV hosts, and anchors.
Absolutely.
Okay, and the next question: what does woman empowerment means to you in your own words?
I think it's a quiet confidence. I don't think you need to go around telling everyone how good you are. There's a saying, there's the proof is in the pudding. So let people underestimate you. Let them think you're not as good as you are. And then you surprise them. I think less is more. If they want to underestimate you, that's their problem. But then it's up to you to deliver. For me, women empowerment is just surprising people and not even putting into question the fact that I need to empower myself in front of you. No, I'm a strong woman. I'm confident. I'll take the knocks. And women empowerment, we're stronger than men. Sorry.
High five.
High five.
Okay, and now to the next question. Who are the most inspirational women leaders that you admire? It can be more than one.
I have, well, I have to say, first of all, I don't know about leaders, but my sisters inspire me. My twin sister Jenny is just starting up her own business, and I see her, really trying to get some of these projects off the ground. She's working hard. She's had to learn all these skills, how to edit. She's trying to also understand the aspect of social influencing. You must remember, at our age, social media was not a part of our marketing. I'm still struggling with it. I find it indulgent. I find it quite narcissistic. I have to try to change she knows how to make something from nothing. And my elder sister as well, who's extremely talented, also, struggles a lot with self-confidence issues, but we talk about it a lot and we say, okay, where is this coming from? And I think between the three of us, we can create this kind of circle whereby we give each other strength. We again try to determine what it is that's making us feel so weak, what's making us feel so vulnerable. And then we talk about our Nini Bini, who Nini passed away probably, I don't know, I can't remember, 7 years ago, my father's mother. She brought up 11 children. She saw 4 of her children die before she died. She would be in the kitchen. She had a strong moral compass. She was very, very pious lady. Her husband was polygamous. My grandfather was a bit of a player. She put up with it all. And through it all, she kept her children and her grandchildren in place. And she just always managed to get through the day with a smile on her face and a really good meal.
That's really inspiring because she is a very strong woman.
She was fantastic. She's we talk about her all the time. Nini this, Nini that. Oh, if Nini saw you bake that quail like that, she'd be really angry with you. And then we call up my cousins and say, okay, how did Nini Bini make this cake? How did she make this? How did she make the rendang? What's the whatever? So yeah, she's definitely somebody that we always talk about in terms of strong women.
Right. My idol is Jacinda Ardern, the Prime Minister of New Zealand. She's amazing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What do you think of her?
So I didn't go quite that high up the social level, but I thought I'd bit more people that have affected me personally.
Yeah, and personally would be my mother, Internationally would be Jacinda Ardern, because these two great women has shaped my life. So it's amazing. And especially my mom as well. Once my dad passed away in 2016. So I've seen my mom sacrifice a lot for the family, taking care of me and my brother, and, moving on with life. So this is to all the strong ladies around us, especially our mothers, and like you, your beanie, right? Your grandma. So it's like, it's amazing. So for us to have the support system of amazing ladies around us. Okay, and we have come to the end of the show. The last question would be, what is your advice to the Gen Z, to the millennials?
I think the Gen Z millennials need to give me some advice because I feel so out of it. It's a difficult question because it's a different time. We do things very differently. But I think you need to put in, regardless of whatever you're doing. I mean, social influencing is one thing I know that's really obviously taken over the whole world. At the end of the day, put out content that has integrity, though. I have nieces and I have a son that's watching some stuff that's absolutely appalling. And I urge you to just put out stuff that's of value, put out stuff that will enrich people. I don't want to see people trying to hang off a cliff, because then my little niece is going to try and do something as good as that. Also, yeah, you can't underestimate the amount of hard work. You must pay your dues. Everything seems to be coming quite easy for quite a few people, but that's not going to be the case for everyone. You still have to prove yourself, put in the hours, work so darn hard, because that's old-fashioned, but it's effective and it's sincere, and it shows that you have very good work ethic. And at the end of the day, you can't go wrong if that work ethic is there and it's strong, no matter what you do.
So your advice to the young people out there is to have good work ethics, and always, you have to like keep going if you go through challenges. And yeah, work ethics is really important for us to follow.
It's too easy to give up. I remember walking into my boss's office, as I was saying, and saying, please, I don't want to do this. He said, no, you can do this. So put a little bit of self-belief, get yourself some traction with that. Try not to give up. It's going to be difficult if something is particularly challenging, but it's so much more satisfying when you reach that end of the line and you've accomplished it. Otherwise, it's a hollow victory, or you failed yourself. So you'll never know. And if you've tried and tried and tried, and you honestly feel that you've given it everything, then that's the best you can do, and that's good too.
Thank you so much, Paula. Thank you for the sharing and also advice. So we have come to the end of Women Empowerment Series video podcast. Do you have anything else that you would like to share with our viewers today?
I think, as we were discussing earlier, there's a lot of negativity, and obviously the world is in a very strange place. We're all a bit confused. We talk about depression. I had a low time myself last year, just not sure where work was. Obviously finances, everyone took a financial hit. We got through 2020. We're slowly working through 2021. And, once we all get vaccinated, you can see the world is opening up. Let's just try to believe that there is light at the end of the tunnel. And I know that in Malaysia, your hospitals are crowded, but things will get under control, and we just be kind to each other. Be as kind to each other as you can in terms of the smallest thing. I mean, I know we don't all have the resources to go out and give food trucks to people. We can't do that. But if somebody needs an ear, or somebody just needs to cry on your shoulder, just be there for each other, because that's all we can do at the moment.
Yeah, that's right. Especially right now, with lockdown, and we have to support and help each other.
And a lot of people are trying to, launch online businesses. Support your friends, help push your friends. And for those of you who are trying to launch something online, as many people are doing, whether it's a course or tutorial or whatever, and such as you, Farisha, you do public speaking, and maybe you're doing different courses,
online training.
Yeah. Just keep going.
Keep
Keep going. People need these tools because whether or not we have this pandemic or not, if you can give people the tools, it's like you give them a fish and what they fish for life or something. I don't know what the saying is, but you've given them tools that they can then continue forever.
That is a very important tool to have, which is skills, soft skills, communication skills, public speaking, and it's really important. It's a life skill.
Yes, and you're giving them that gift.
Yeah, I think for right now, we all have to support each other and be strong, and we just have to live in the moment. And this too shall pass. We're just waiting, in Malaysia, we're just waiting for the MCO to be lifted so that all of us can get back to our normal life again. Because I have friends who, texted me and say, oh, she missed going out dining in the restaurant, but unfortunately right now we can't dine in the restaurant. We have to order, so we have to order like on Grab Food, Food Panda, like food delivery or takeaway. So we just hope that we can get back to normal again, where we can like go and meet people, meet our clients in a restaurant face to face, gather in an event. And we just wait for Malaysia to achieve herd immunity so that we can get back to normal life and after lockdown, after MCO.
Yeah, Malaysia will heal. It always does.
Okay, Paula, thank you so much for being in Women Empowerment Series video podcast, and thank you for sharing about your journey, your experiences, and also your sharing and your tips today with us on Women Empowerment Series. And to those of you who are watching this, I hope that you are motivated and also inspired by the sharing from Paula just now. And remember to stay strong and keep going and stay safe and take care. Okay, bye.